Good afternoon. I'm meteorologist Michael Ottavino. We are weather aware due to the high heat and humidity. There is a heat advisory in effect for the valley, southeast Kentucky, and areas out to the west through tonight. And then we have another round of the heat advisory for tomorrow. Again, heat index values will be into the triple digits for most locations. So you want to limit your time outdoors. Even for the rest of the southeast, notice either heat advisories or high heat warnings into effect. So if you must be outside for tomorrow, maybe you want to do all your outdoor activities or anything you need to do outside earlier in the day rather than later once it gets very hot outside for the second half of tomorrow. Live look into Crossville, plenty of sunshine and blue sky. At least we're not seeing any showers, nor are we seeing any thunderstorms. We're just seeing high heat temperatures right now into the lower 90s for the valley, as well as areas to the south, 80s and 90s across the plateau. Feels tropical though outside, and once you factor in the tropical feel, feels like temperatures are into those triple digits. I'll talk more about when we'll finally get a break from the heat and the humidity. That's coming up.
All right, as Michael just explained, it is so hot, and that is an understatement. Jeff Bagwell with Rural Metro is here with us for tips for staying safe in the heat. And we're not just talking about the basic stuff that we all think we remember, but we get out there, we think we're pretty tough, we can deal with it. No. Yeah, you're shaking your head. So what are some of the biggest dangers to look for when it gets this hot like it is right now?
Well, the one thing to look for is folks that are not hydrated.
Okay,
and so if you're going to have to work outside on a regular basis, you're a construction worker, you're paving streets, those kind of folks, they need to be drinking at least maybe a gallon of water every day.
A gallon, that's for your average adult.
Yep. And we've got to stay ahead of that. So if you're planning on being outside tomorrow, you should have been drinking water today and yesterday.
Once you're thirsty, you may be in trouble, yes?
That's correct.
Okay. What are some of the most common issues you see as a first responder, really, when it comes to these hot temperatures? What gets people in trouble the most?
Older folks that that underestimate the heat, and they try to work through the heat of the day rather than the morning and the evening, and then they lose sight of where they are. Their consciousness level goes down. They become to be a little bit dizzy, and then we find them, or the neighbors will find them laying in a yard somewhere, delusional and not really understanding where they are. And those are the ones that are true emergencies, because that's a serious thing called heat stroke. And that's a serious emergency that the 911 system needs to be activated right away.
And sometimes it's hard to come back from that, isn't it?
It is. It's very difficult, because after a while your brain kind of reacts to that heat and that overheating that takes place in your body. So that's what you want to stay away from, and we have to be hydrated.
Absolutely. And like you said, we can't say this enough, a gallon a day for a regular person working outside, and really it's not a bad idea.
No, it's really not. The more water, the better, especially if you're going to be outside, and that's what we have to think about. We tell our firemen that all the time.
Oh, I guess so. Yeah, you've got to be especially cognizant of that. Let's talk about, before we let you go, the signs and symptoms. So you said, you know, kind of dizzy and that kind of thing, but there are other things that you can look for too on your skin and that kind of thing.
So like heat exhaustion is the first sign. You have a person that's severe sweating, really wet clothing, and they may be dizzy, they may be a little bit confused, but that will begin to get worse and worse. And as you get further toward the heat stroke side, now this person is not perspiring anymore. Now this person is really dizzy and maybe blacking out. Then we're to the point to where it's considered a true emergency.
True danger zone.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You stay safe out there.
We will.
We appreciate it. Elizabeth?